Hello everyone, it's Natalie here. Welcome to my channel, Find Joy in the Journey. Today I'm going to be working on a project. I might not get it totally done today, but I'm going to get started on it because it is the perfect day to work outside and get some things done in the Joy Garden. But today I will be clearing the area where my new Vegega L-shaped raised bed will be. I'm going to be clearing a space for that. Yes, I told you guys I was in the market for a new raised bed, and I searched the internet. I've watched different YouTube channels to try to decide what raised bed I want. I have two raised beds. I have two Vigo or Vego raised beds. They're 14 inches. And I have those two raised beds in the garden, and I wanted another one. So, of course, I was going to go with Vego or Vigo again. But I started comparing prices and listening to other gardeners and seeing what they thought about different raised beds that are out there on the market. And I saw Vegega, and I liked the price. I wanted to get one now because of the holiday prices. I wanted to catch a holiday sale, and I did. And I think I got 15% off on this one. I decided to go with, originally I wanted the U shape, but I narrowed it down to the L shape because it'll be perfect. My garden is really shaped like a U. So I have these two corners on either side. That is perfect for an L-shaped raised bed. So I got the 17-inch in bright orange. you know, wow. I mean, I was very surprised that I went with such a bright, vibrant color, but it kind of goes with my house because I realized that the doors on my house, bright orange, or kind of a terracotta color. So with what I have in the garden and with that pop of bright orange, I think it'll work out great. And so I have one, and if I like this one, I'll get the other L-shaped raised bed. So I'll have two L-shaped raised beds on either corner, and then my two raised beds in the middle. And you never know, I might get a third one or a fourth one, who knows. It's just that I'm really enjoying the raised bed gardening experience. So, hey, I will be a container and raised bed gardener, okay? So, today I will be clearing that area so I can put together, assemble my raised bed and put it in place. And I'm excited about it. So I had thought to wait until spring, but I have so much filler material saved up. I have so much like garden waste and just organic material, and I just decided, let's go ahead and use it now and get the bed ready so when spring arrives, I have a fully assembled raised bed ready to go. And you know how I am. I just get so excited about things I can't wait. So let me show you my new raised bed. Okay? Let's go over there to the patio where it is. Okay, you guys, there it is. This is the L-shaped raised bed. It's 17 inches. It's by Vegega. I'm really excited. Let's look on the side here. This tells you what it actually, there it is. It is it's 17 inches high. It's in vibrant orange. It is the L-shaped upgrade raised bed. I am so excited. I am too excited. So, but I got to get the area ready. So let's go over there and look at the area that I'm going to place the raised bed. There's a lot of work to be done. I have to remove those tomato plants. I'm going to remove anything that's in the way. I got to do a little weeding over here, pull up those weeds, and just clear out this area, this corner. This is where the raised bed is going to be. And I think it's the perfect spot. This area gets lots of sun and it's level. Those are the things that I'm looking for. I'm looking for a level area. I'm looking for an area that gets great sun, and it's just the perfect spot. And then the way my garden is shaped, okay, right over here, excuse Josh, he's giving me applause. Over here, these are the two raised beds that I have by Vegego, Vego, and I love them. They're great. And I honestly would have liked to stay in the Vego family, but you know what? The price matters. Price matters. Style matters. And I just went with the best deal. I think I'm warming up to that bright orange color. I've seen it in other gardeners. I've seen it in their gardens, and it looks really great. It gives it a nice pop of color. So I'm going to be excited about that. But I just wanted to show you, these are my two raised beds. These are 14 inches. And I want to say this was a 6-in-1 configuration. So with this raised bed that I'm going to place in here, the L-shaped one, it's basically just that one shape. I don't think you can do any other configuration with it, but that's perfectly fine with me. And it's going to be 3 inches higher. It's probably going to come to my knee. I'm only 5'4", so all that matters. I mean, some gardeners go with a 32-inch because it comes waist level, and that's what they need. And I'll tell you, the next one I get might be the 32-inch. I want to try them all, and I will give you my honest opinion on all of them. So when I start using this Vegega, trust me, you will get my honest opinion on it. Okay, but I'm going to go ahead and get started while I still have this nice weather, because the weather changed so quickly. It's so fickle. But let's get started. Okay. I'm inspecting everything, making sure everything's in good condition. Okay. Those are the corners. And these are your sides. Everything is covered in cardboard and protected. It is also covered in this protective plastic. Okay. Right now, everything looks like it's in good condition. Let's see here. And I guess this is the hard way. Okay. This is the hardware. These are the nuts and bolts. Yeah. Here they are. Okay, and it has a tool to go with it. Okay, so everything is here, looks like. I'm going to make sure everything is set out, so when I'm going to make sure everything is set out on the surface so I can see all the pieces lined up, have the nuts, the bolts, everything separated, and so I can just easily get to it and just flow. And I have a feeling it's not going to take long to put this together at all, but I'm already excited about it. So I'm going to get started, and I'll record it and let you see me assemble my new raised bed. I normally get a plastic container to put my nuts and bolts in so I won't drop them. So I'm going to do that. This will come later. This comes at the end of the process when everything is put together. And I didn't open up the corner piece, so let me go ahead and open that up now so we can take a look at that. Okay, nope, it's in fine condition. I thought maybe we had a little issue, but they package the product really well. I will say that everything is packaged real well. Everything is covered in plastic to keep from damaging the sides. So this is the corner piece. Okay, let's see. So I'm going to get started. I'm going to go ahead and this is the assembly instruction for the L-shaped. So this is the one that I will be putting together. All right. Just to show you, it's very easy to take off this outer plastic, this protective plastic covering. At first, I was going to just uncover the area where the screws are and leave it covered because I thought it would protect the panels from being scratched. I've seen someone do that before when they were putting together one of their raised beds, and that's what they were doing. But I tell you what, I went ahead and decided to go ahead and take the plastic off because it does take a bit of effort to pull at it, and I thought that may damage it if I have everything screwed together, and then all of a sudden here I am yanking at plastic. It may damage the bed. So I'm going to follow their instructions, and their instruction was to remove the plastic first. That's why you should follow instructions. I mean, sometimes you can pick up tips and they actually work, and that's great. But this time, following the instructions and removing the plastic completely and then assembling the bed is the right idea. Again, you know, the tip wasn't a bad tip. The person would take the plastic all the way back to here, leaving this part exposed so you can screw the screws in, and this part of the bed wouldn't be damaged. The panels wouldn't be damaged by you moving it around or scratching it with your tools. But in this case, I believe removing the plastic completely is a good idea because it does take a bit of effort to kind of yank this plastic off. But you can do it pretty quickly. And once you get your rhythm going, it's no problem whatsoever. So just get this off here. Sorry about the noise. So far, so good, you guys. All right, so it's beginning to take the shape of what it is. It is an L-shaped raised bed. So I've got a good percentage of it done, and I'm finishing this inner part right here. So it's 2 curved panels on the end, and then 2 straight panels on the inside, 3 straight panels on the outside. Right? So after I put the second straight panel in right here, then I'm going to use that corner panel right here. So let me get to it, just to show you how easy it is. Now I've done this before twice with my other raised beds, so I knew that it was pretty quick. I actually put my raised bed, the other raised beds, together inside the house. I was inside the house and I put them together, and then I carried them outside. But I know I couldn't do it with this one. Yes. So see how easy it is? This bolt goes on the outside here. Put it through the hole, and then you're going to put this little washer, right? And then here, this nut goes on this part here. There we go. And then you're going to use your tool and a screwdriver. You're going to use this tool and a screwdriver to tighten the bolt. Okay, and this little wrench here. All right, and you tighten it. See that? Locks in place. There you have it. So let me go ahead and get finished here. There she is, guys. There's my new raised bed. It's a gift, a little early Christmas gift to myself. I will have a second one coming soon, but I just wanted to try the L-shape to see if I really like it, and I'm already loving it. Yeah, we're all right. There's Josh. Say, hey, Josh. I'll show you I'll give you the specs on it in a second, but I just want you to get a look at it. I put it together yesterday, and it was simple. I did some things that made the process longer, and I will talk to you about that. The things that I did that made the assembly process longer, and it was because of me. But other than that, it was a cinch. I had already put together 2 raised beds because I have 2 other raised beds. I'll just kind of pan around so you can see my other raised beds. There we go. That's my raised bed. That is actually a Vegega raised bed, and I've had that for these 2. There's another one right here next to it. Just pan down just a little bit so you can see. That's my other raised bed. So I already have 2 raised beds, so I am experienced with putting them together. And this is the new one. I haven't put the trim around the top. There's this little rubber trim that goes around the top for safety. Plus it looks good also when you have it trimmed off. And I still have to do that, but I've installed the rods. I've already put a little of the cardboard in the bottom of it. I have plenty more to go in the bottom of it. And so that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to finish up, do the final touches, and show you the end product. But this is my new raised bed. I'll give you the specs on it in a second. I'll let you look over in there. You can see the rods and see what I'm doing when I add all the cardboard and all the filler in the bottom. Oh, and that's another thing I want to say. As I fill it, whatever I put in there, I'm going to make sure that it is not infested with insects. There's nothing worse than filling your growing area with pests. Don't do it, y'all. So make sure that when you're filling it, this is just my advice. When you're filling your raised beds or your containers or whatever, your pots, make sure you're using the freshest soil, and whatever you're putting in there, make sure there is no insects, no disease. Even when I was saving the filler, like the plants, any plant, like I told you that I would uproot plants, the older plants, I would uproot them, and I would place that in an area where I can come back and get it later and use it as filler. If it had any disease, it's not going in there. That goes to the trash. If I'm composting, if those leaves are diseased or have insects on it, it's not going in my compost. I use things that are just that are healthy, but they're dying out. I don't want anything that's infested with aphids, anything that has you can see where there's diseases on the leaves. None of that. Okay. So everything that I'm using, I'm going to try my best to make sure I place good, fresh material in this raised bed. I want a good start, okay? So let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and finish up with what I'm doing over here, and then I'll show you the process of filling the bed. And here we go, everybody. This is the finished product. I have not placed all of the cardboard in the bottom yet, but I just want you to get a little peek inside and also look at the trim that I put on there to protect it. Now it will be, I like to be totally honest. On the areas where the joints meet, you do have to put a little more effort. You kind of have to try to stretch open that little cord a little bit to get it to make it fit over the joints, especially that little corner area right there, because it's thicker. Other than that, the regular side panels, smooth sailing. Okay, you just have to just kind of stretch it open just a little bit with your fingers if you can, just to fit over the areas where the joints meet. What I mean is, like in an area like this, and over here where the little corner piece is, you just kind of stretch it open a little bit. But once you get going, smooth sailing. All right? And I wanted you to see the rods. They suggest that you put it on the second row, okay, from the top. And it's just to add a little extra support. Keeps it from bowing. Okay? Also, there's extension pieces that you can purchase. Like if you want to make it longer, you can add more pieces, and they'll give you instructions on how to extend it. I'm thinking you would extend it from right there where the curve is. Right there with that curved piece on the end, most likely you would add 2 more straight side panels right there before it on each side to extend it. Okay, you guys, all those paper rolls that I collected to go in my compost, I thought about it. I'm like, I normally would shred them and put them in my compost bin. But then when I had decided to get the new raised bed, I was like, I don't even have to sit and shred these. I can place them in the bottom of the raised bed just like they are. Okay? So I put a layer of just regular cardboard boxes that were opened up, and now I'm putting my layer of toilet paper rolls here and paper towel rolls. All of that is compostable. Okay? Smart idea, right? Old leaves, old plant waste. Like I said, I'm kind of picky. I don't want to put any old thing in here. Making sure it's something that's gonna, you want something that's gonna break down over time too. Okay. Woo. All right. Okay, this is some of the stuff that I had over there on the side of my shed that I said I was going to use as filler. I'm going to look through it and see what I feel like will break down the quickest, I believe. Because, I don't want to just put these big, huge pieces in there. I want something that's going to decompose over time. We kind of straighten you up here. Something that's going to decompose over time. And there we go. Nothing too big, in my opinion, okay? So, I'm gonna say not too much because it's crawling with bugs probably. So, just fill in those areas, kind of break this up a little bit. Let me get a second glove. When I made the decision to get another raised bed, see, look, it's sturdy. Look. When I made the decision to get another raised bed, I started collecting with a different purpose. It's like, okay, this is all going to be used as filler. And as you can see here, I have plenty of plant waste. Plus, my brother-in-law has a big old container of leaves. I think I'm going to go to the leaves next. I think we have enough of the plant waste. I'm going to go with the leaves. Another layer will be leaves, and then after that, I'll use my compost. But all of this is going to get compacted. It's going to get smashed down, especially once I add that heavy compost that I made. It's going to be even heavier. But you want to leave enough room at the top, at least I would say 12 inches maybe, of good, rich, fresh soil or container mix. And I'll show you when I get to that. But let's go ahead. I'm just taking a little break. I just wanted to show you. And also I would like to say again, none of this smells rank. None of it smells bad. It's fresh. It just smells like decomposing leaves and plants. It's a fresh smell, a compost smell, not rancid, not rank, or decaying matter that has a lot of bacteria in it. Um, it's just decomposing plant matter, and it does not smell rank. I don't like to use that in my compost or anything. So I just wanted to let you know that. And I'm actually pleasantly surprised that it smells fresh. It's not, it smells like fresh dirt. How about that? Okay, to give you an idea. So let's move on, you guys. Those dry leaves that my brother-in-law had been collecting over the years has come in handy. And look how pretty the raised bed looks, all nice and full. And look underneath there, as you remember, I put those layers of the plant waste that I had collected. And then I have the cardboard underneath. And then I put down a layer of fabric, a weed barrier or underneath there. So we're good to go. The next thing will be the compost. And I'm gonna level these leaves out just a little more. And then I'll add the compost. I might not get to it today, but if I do, you know I will record it. Look, there might be a part 3. Okay, you guys, let's move on.